Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. And it's me, your boy Rico No Suave. Ooh, wee! I'm super happy to be back with each and every one of you guys itself. And, life is good. Life is good. And all I have to say is when life is good, everybody, it's really good. It's really good. And I want to thank you guys so much for actually all of your continued support here on the Rico No Suave show. When we actually go all out for you guys, trust me, we got a lot of great things that's actually coming up for you to be able to enjoy every single week as far as with us. But we got a fun-filled packed show for you guys today, and I have to say, let's get it on. All right, everybody, today, February, it is all about the heart, right? February is an American Heart Month. Protect your heart, everybody. Protect your heart. Make sure that you're actually going and getting those regular checkups, but also exercise. Make sure you're exercising and making sure that you are continuously giving your heart what it deserves. Some health. Yes, make sure you continue to work things out as far as with your heart because, hey, that's what it's all about. That's all we got. We got a heart. That's part of our soul, everybody. So make sure you please and go and get your checkup. Make sure you just stay on top of your doctor's appointment as well too, and make sure, hey doc, check my heart. Make sure everything is good. All right, everybody, we got to introduce this gentleman. Oh man, I have to tell you, big shout out to Beatrice Davis. Thank you so much for actually having this gentleman on the show. I always want to give a big shout out to the people that's actually helping out as well. But thank you guys so much for actually making sure that this gentleman's here. Hey, he is a trainer of champions. He is a professional former boxer that's been in the industry for many, many years. My man is currently in Dubai. Everybody, I want you guys to put your hands together for none other than my guy, Johnathon Banks. Let's go. Johnathon, how you doing, sir?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Man, I am super happy, man. I am super happy. Welcome,
Well, that
welcome
makes two
to
of
the
us.
show, man. Welcome to the show.
I thank you. I appreciate you having me on.
Man, I'm super hyped, as you know, but knowing where you're at right now, we know what time it is. And we're gonna make this real easy. We're gonna make this real simple, but we're gonna make this enjoyable for you, man,
Right.
because you are a legend, bro. You are definitely a legend, and I appreciate you being on the show. You ready to get this party
My
started?
pleasure. I'm ready. Let's go.
Let's go. You know, let's get out with the common question. Let's get down to where it all began. What was your influence in regards to, and at what age were you influenced to say, I want to be part of the boxing industry?
Um, the age I don't remember.
Okay,
When I said that because I always wanted to box.
got it.
That's the only thing I ever wanted to do. I played. I remember I was little in little league. Played the first sport I played, first organized sport I played was soccer. Then I ended up playing baseball, and I think around middle school is when I got on the basketball team. But that's also when I started boxing.
Okay.
So I started boxing at right around 14 years old. 1996 is when I started.
So when you
And
got into so when you got into that boxing piece, as far as during that time, and you stepped into the gym, what was that like?
okay, going back, the first boxing gym I walked into was Brewster Center. Brewster Center is a historic gym in the city of Detroit. It was on the verge of being torn down, but we have a good mayor. Mayor Duggan helped save the rec center, and now people is turning into they may possibly even be reopening it. But the late great Emmanuel Stewart, he
Hmm.
trained there, which was on the east side of Detroit. Joe Lewis even trained there,
Wow.
and my first coach was obviously trained at Brewster Center. He fought Muhammad Ali. My first coach fought Muhammad Ali, and I
Wow.
believe it was in Ireland. He fought him in Ireland. but that was my first coach.
Wow, man, man, to be able to have your first coach to be able to fight Muhammad Ali,
Yeah,
float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. I
right,
mean, I
right.
tell you,
I,
it's
yeah, and I asked him how was it? He said it was like a pres. It was. He said it was like it was like a mayor going against the president.
wow, that's huge, man.
Yes,
Wow, that's
100%.
huge.
Yeah, those are his exact words. Like I would never forget it.
Right. And I'm sure because of part of your training that you trained as far as with, with kind of your coach and your trainer in general, what was it like in regards to did he ever compare or did he ever find like certain styles that you actually have and he just made it better while you were training?
Um, that beginning part was actually it was a little short lived because I wasn't there that long.
Oh,
But he
okay.
never tried to. He never really. I never. He never really tried to compare me to anybody. He just wanted me. Um, he just wanted to see what I could do. So I'm there
Yeah.
for like a month or two, and
Okay.
he looked at me and said, "Do you want to fight in the Golden Gloves? Golden Gloves coming up." And I looked at him and I did like this. And he said, I can't hear you. And I said, yes, very lightly. I was a shy kid. I said, very lightly. I said, yes. He's like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. I want to fight. And
Wow.
he said, okay. So he took me to the Golden Gloves. And I was 147 pounds. I was a welterweight. And
Wow.
I ended up winning the Detroit Golden Gloves.
Wow. Come
Yeah.
on, man.
Yeah. 2-0, two knockouts. So I was like, okay, cool.
Let's go.
And the sad and the crazy part about it is both of my my first two fights was televised.
What?
Yes, my that's because back then in the '90s, Golden Gloves was huge, and
Yes, yes,
especially in
yes.
Detroit, the
Yes,
Golden Gloves
sir.
was huge. And my first two fights was televised, and it was nuts. Just to see, I had some family members who recorded it. Just to play it back and see me fight on the tape was insane to me.
Wow. What did you feel for yourself when you saw yourself fighting? Because, of course, having it being televised, and I mean, I don't know if it's something that, certain boxers just afraid of the cameras or they have to be able to get used to being in front of a camera or knowing that it's going to be televised. What was your mindset when you saw yourself in the boxing ring and knowing that it was televised, of course, once everything was over?
I mean, I was excited that it was going to be televised. I was nervous
Yeah,
because the only boxing I seen at that moment was on TV.
right,
You know what I'm saying? The
right.
legendary Detroit's own Tommy Hearns,
Yeah,
Detroit's own Milton McCory. You know what I'm saying? Like this that whole what Emmanuel Stewart did for the city of Detroit. He put boxing like Joe Louis put up boxing.
yep,
Emmanuel Stewart came and put boxing on steroids for the city of Detroit. No
yeah.
other gym in the history of any other gym produced more world champions.
Let's go. Let's go, man. Let's go.
Like
Oh, that
you
is
got
sick.
even you got I remember reading an article. It was an old
Uh-huh.
article in the Detroit Free Press.
Yep.
The article said I would never forget this. The article said Emmanuel Stewart is pumping out champions like Ford is pumping out cars.
Wow.
You'll never get a better comparison for that.
Oh, no, sir. No, sir. Not at all. And I didn't realize, I mean, this is a learning experience for myself because I didn't know that that many people came out of Detroit like that.
Yes,
And that's
yes.
huge. I mean, that's history. Like
It
there
is. It's definitely,
that a
definitely,
lot of people
most
don't
definitely.
that don't know about it. So, it throws up it throws up a lot of questions, right? Because when you start that and then you go into the Golden Globe, as far as you get into televised and you get it into the ring, and
Mm.
you only practiced or trained for no longer than a couple months,
Yeah, just a couple months. Yeah.
and then you're on TV, and then you win. Then after that, now it's now I'm sure that I don't know how the fame works during that, how the fame was working during that time, but millions of people were watching. So
Yeah, I mean, man,
go. So tell me about what you felt after that, because that has to be an emotional time for you, in order for you to know that, hey, this is motivation for me to be able to move forward now, right? Even
I mean,
stronger.
I was. It didn't change neither. It didn't change nothing.
Okay.
I actually because my vision, my dream was already. I'm like, okay, I'm doing. This is what I always wanted to do. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So I was just excited to do it. You know,
Yeah.
whether it was gonna be televised or not, that part didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? So I just I just kept moving forward. I was excited about it. A bunch of family members end up seeing it. Um, every like a lot of different rec centers I would go to, they end up they seen the fight. So it was like for me, it was awesome.
Yeah.
You know, but I
Yeah.
mean, just as boxing is, you just got to keep moving forward. You know
Yes,
what I'm saying?
sir.
On to the next. Let's see what let's see what we can do next.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And how old were you again when you was in
I was 14.
wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was
All right.
14.
I'm hey man, I'm like happy for you at 14, you know what I mean? Like it's amazing how the story like that just happens so quickly when it's your time, right?
Yeah,
And of course you being as far as in Detroit or from Detroit and having a history behind it, and it's almost Eminem comes into mind when it has you only got one shot, don't miss your
right.
chance, right?
Exactly.
And
Don't miss.
then it hits for you at
Yeah,
14 even before the song was even made. It's just it was
right.
it was meant to actually be. All right, let's fast forward in regards to now you're training, and now it's time to maintain. Now one of the biggest things as a boxer I know is maintaining your health, what you eat, what you put into your body in order for you to start having maintaining like your rhythm, your fights and all of that. What was training like for you as a boxer when it came to your nutrition over time after 14 going into your 20s?
Um, it was really pretty simple because usually when you're a teenager, most teenagers, if you working out, especially at those times in the 90s, you
Yeah,
eat whatever you get your hands on, man.
I see.
Um, your nutrition is not broken down to the point where okay, only eat this, only eat this, only eat this.
Sure.
You know, when I'm on the road and going to tournaments, you eat whatever's the cafeteria is serving for you. But when I was home,
Hmm.
my mother actually, God bless her. But my mother, I come
Let's
from,
go.
first of all, my mother had 10 children. I'm number six. Let's get that
Wow.
out in the opening. Let's get that out in the
Blessings.
opening. But I had, she would cook me black eyed peas.
Mm.
And I would eat black. I would wake up in the morning doing school. I wake up in the morning at 4 o'clock so I can get a run in before I go to school. And by 6 o'clock, I was sitting there eating breakfast, and I was eating black eyed peas for breakfast.
Wow.
And I did it. I did that for years. That was
Wow.
that was what actually her father, which is my grandfather, told me if I wanted to be nice and strong,
Yep.
he felt that's what I should do. So
Yes, sir.
that's what I did.
Let's go. Wow. Wow. Well, we can definitely tell from the picture that we put up earlier, that you were definitely strong. You were definitely ready to go and you were definitely fit. Training, of course, as a boxer, we see it from TV and we see documentaries in regards to how certain boxers actually train when it came to Mike Tyson, when it came to Muhammad Ali, and Tommy Hearns, and I call him the executioner. because he was like one of my favorites as
Yeah,
well too. Um,
yeah, Bernard Hopkins.
Bernard Hopkins, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's
And
my
then you
guy,
had
man.
Trinidad and all those guys. And
Man,
training for yourself during that time, because I can't even ask the question about cheat meals, because I mean a cheat meal doesn't even matter when you're training during that time, and but you're maintaining, you know, your physique, but you're also maintaining. How was the training for you as far as on a weekly basis during that time when you're ready to prepare for a fight?
I mean, you training Monday through Friday,
Hmm.
even matter of fact, Monday through Saturday.
Wow.
And like for me, my first two fights was at 147. I fought 2 weeks later after that, and I didn't weigh 147 when I stepped on the scale. I weighed like 154. And they
Oh
said,
wow.
well, the next weight class is 156. You want to try
Yeah.
to lose weight or go to the next weight class? I go to the next weight class.
Yeah.
So I fought at 156 two times, and then the next time I went to go fight, I was 160. And they
Mm.
said, what you want to do? I said, what's the next weight class? They said 165. So I said, I'll fight at 165. Because I just said, I didn't realize that I had to go. What I'm about to go make. I'm like 15 years old. I'm not about to go make weight. My coach like,
Right.
nah, you ain't about to go make weight. Yeah, fight whatever weight. Like you ready? Whatever weight class whatever you weigh, you fight. I said okay.
Wow. So no matter who, so no, because I know certain people train to go to certain weights to be able to go into
Right,
that category,
right.
right? For you, it was like whatever the weight comes on, it's on, right?
I mean,
So
that was the mentality. That was the
wow,
mentality. Especially fighters in Detroit. That was the mentality, man. Like your weight didn't matter. If we was in the gym, if you was 140 and
yep.
and this guy was 200 pounds, you want to work? Let's work. Get in the ring. Let's go.
Shoot.
I mean, that's just how
Wow.
how it was. That's how it was. And
Wow.
plus, when I remember going into the basement of the original Kronk gym when
Hmm.
you first opened the door. Right when you first look at the door said this door leads to pain and fame. Then you open the door, you get the heat hit you like somebody fist. It's because it's super hot down there.
Wow.
But that's how it was. It was a championship factory because guys was coming out of there and going to fight and win a world championship. So I'm like,
Man.
yeah, this
Man.
is it right here.
Let's go, man. That's D Town, man. That's Detroit right there, man.
Right.
That's hey, that's the champions right there. I mean, you definitely your mentality was whatever. Let's get in there. Let's get it on. But I also felt that mentality was kind of like what Mike Tyson will just whenever his class, I feel in his class itself, whoever was in the
Right.
ring, whatever, right? Let's get it on, right? And I think that's a good mentality
Yeah,
to have
definitely.
when you're ready to go, right? If it's your time,
Yeah,
it's your time.
100%. I just
Yeah,
like I always been the type of person that um we gotta fight, we gotta fight. That's
yeah.
just what is you know what I'm saying? That's just what it's gonna have to be. I never wanted to fight. Believe it or not, when I was younger and somebody in my school wanted to fight me, when I was like third, fourth, fifth grade, I would run home.
Wow.
I would run home because I was afraid of my mother finding out I was fighting in the street.
Mm,
Because she told me, I bet not ever catch you fighting in the street or fighting nowhere.
yeah.
So I'm like, man, like y'all cool, but listen. I remember, like, I got into a fight at school because this guy he started punching me. So I'm not about to say he get punched, so I defended
Right.
myself. And they brought me to the principal office. They said, listen, you got two choices.
Come on.
They told both of us, you either call the police or call your parents. This dude said, oh, call my parents. I said, call the police.
Yeah.
I said, call the police. I said, don't call my mama. Call the police, please.
That's worse
I
than the
rather
police.
I rather deal with them. I rather deal with them than deal with my mama, man. I'm telling you because she was stern. She ran the house like a warden, man. She
Yes,
was
sir.
stern. She didn't take no crap. She didn't
Let's
take
go.
no nothing.
That's that old
Man, I
school
mean,
mom right there.
I love that woman to death. She's the
Yes,
strongest
sir.
woman I ever met. But she listen, she did not play, and I wasn't about to play with her.
Right. You said mama said knock you out, right? Because mama gonna knock you out. Oh my God. Oh man, that's crazy. I mean, and you know what's crazy about it is it's respect and it's discipline. And big shout out to what's your mom's name?
Her name is Charlene Banks.
Charlene. Oh,
Yeah.
Charlene, you know, you did right. You did good. Hey, I'm telling you because hey, he's where he's at right now as to why he was scared of you and made sure that he was not doing anything bad within those streets. Also I think
Amen to
because you
that.
were training too, because Jonathan, you were training as well, and when you were training, you're a weapon. Like you're,
Listen, hold on.
yeah,
Believe it or not,
uh huh.
nobody picked on me when I was start training.
No,
All my fights happened before I even started boxing.
oh,
And
wow.
I didn't like because I didn't. I only got like these guys only tried. They was trying to try me in like fourth, fifth, sixth grade.
Oh, okay,
Outside of that,
okay,
I was like, and it didn't happen.
okay. Oh man, I thought this was happening as far as while you were training. Cause I was
No, but
like, I'm
it
like, oh
still
my,
it still was training
yeah,
because mentally I knew I had
right.
a lot more to deal with at home than I did at school. You know what I'm saying? So you had to make a choice. You know what I'm saying? You want to fight the big battle, or you want to just escape the small stuff. The small stuff was easy.
You would
That
have
was
definitely
easy.
been like, look,
I get away from that. That's whatever. That's easy. But like you know what I'm saying, you got to go home. Like, come on, man. No, no, sir. No,
hey,
sir.
Charlene, your mom would have been like this. Hey,
Listen,
what I tell you about in those streets, I don't want to go
she
back
didn't.
home.
Exactly.
Oh my
She didn't play, man. She did
God.
not play.
Big shout outs to Miles, man. Big shout outs to Miles. Hey man, we got a few more minutes. We got a few more minutes. But before we take a commercial break, hey Jonathan, we do have a few questions and we got a few people that saying hello. John T for free says hello. What's going on with you, Jonathan? And then Beatrice Davis says she's excited for the interview. She says hello everyone. Thank you, Beatrice, as
Thank you,
well. And
Beatrice.
Beatrice, we're going to hold your question because we are going to talk about the training piece. Thank you so much. We are going to talk about the training piece as well too. But this is a good question that Beatrice put up there. She said, "What's the most significant difference between training old school fighters versus today's generation?" If you want to talk about that real quick, because we are going to go deeper into your training aspects of things.
Um, it's kind of not a cut. It's not. It's kind of not cut, copy, and paste type of answer. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
But
yeah.
it's the same thing as you sitting up there having a conversation with your grandfather and
Yes.
having a conversation with your cousin's uncle
Yep. Yeah.
that's 30 years old.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Somebody 30 years old talking about what happened back in the day, opposed to somebody in their 80s talking about what happened back in the day.
Yes,
You know
sir.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a whole different mindset.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what it is when it comes to boxing. It's a whole different mindset. Everybody don't have that that difference in mindset. Some guys you have that old school mentality. They have the discipline. They have a regimen they stick to, stuff like that.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, but for me, relatively, it has been kind of easy because the guys that come to me, the younger guys that come to me, most of them have a what I consider a competitive nature and
Yeah.
a dedication to the sport. So with that dedication to the sport aligns with an old school mentality.
I see. I see.
So it works great for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna. That's kind of something that we want to allude to as far as in the second half of the show, because the training piece is basically kind of what you've been through, and then moving forward into that whole training. But Nelly Rivera, she says, "Hello." She said, "Amazing." She says, "Wow." So Jonathan, I hope that wakes you up, because Nelly Rivera is like, "Wow," with you. So,
Yeah, well, you woke me up, so I'm up. So the No Suave show woke me up, so I'm up. So
we like Buenos Dias.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. We like Buenos Dias. So I'm up.
Let's
So
go. Donna Marie Bird says, she says she loves Black Eyed Peas. There's so much healthy, and it is. It is. And she says hello to you as well. The Loop series says
hello.
yes with sugar on them.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know.
Now you getting into the Southern thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you
Tell
put
them
some
we
sugar
in
on
Detroit.
Black Eyed Peas. Yeah.
Yeah, we ain't tell them we in Detroit. We ain't in the South. So we not doing it. We not going that far back. Man, we not sprinkling that on there, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, yeah, the sugar piece got me on that one.
Yeah, probably put sugar on their rice too.
Right. Yeah. Oh man, sugar on rice. That was a no. Oh my goodness.
Yes,
Not in Midwest.
Listen, the late great Emmanuel Stewart cooked me rice before. He sprinkled a little sugar on it because he's from the South, though, originally from the South. So that's what a lot of them did. You know what I'm saying? So to each his own, but I don't do it. Of course I did. He was a good cook. He was a good cook, man.
There you
I'm
go.
telling you.
There you
he
go.
was a good cook.
Let's go. Oliver Lobato, he says, can I ask him a question? I said, yes, you can, sir. The producer said, yeah, you can ask the question. He says, if Ali and Frazier went that extra round at the Thriller and Manila fight, who do you think would have won if Frazier's corner didn't stop the fight? Good question.
I think Frazier corner stopped the fight because they knew he couldn't go no more. His engine was gassed out, and he was at the end of one of those ropes. And I think they did the best thing they could for him.
Yeah.
Because Ali was on the mission that night. Ali said people don't understand the mental fortitude of Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No other fighter you can steal away his prime years. He still get back in the ring and fight like if nothing ever happened. Just mentally, he was tougher than anything you can just project. He was just a tough guy.
Let's go. Everybody, you here with none other than my guy, Jonathan Banks. I can call him my guy now because I feel like I got security. I got a boxer on the level now. So I feel like I got him now. So Jonathan Banks is here with us, everybody. He is a trainer of world champions, man, because he's in Dubai right now. And then former boxer, he's just a professional overall. Everybody want to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back in about 30 seconds. We'll see you then.
Feeling sluggish? Struggling with stubborn weight and visceral fat? It's time to reset with Fupa Water. Packed with powerhouse ingredients like spirulina, turmeric, and aloe vera, Fupa Water is your daily detox and hydration boost all in one. Flush out toxins, energize your body, and say goodbye to that stubborn belly fat. Ready to feel lighter and stronger? Get yours today at fupawater.com. And for a limited time, use code RNSS for the Rico No Suave Show and get an additional 10% off on your first order.
Unmute. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, my man, Johnathon Banks. Hey, Johnathon, I got to ask a question. Are you having a good time?
I'm having a good time. Yes.
Let's go, man. Let's go. All right. Okay. All right. Let's get it on, man. Hey, so Oliver says thank you so much. And then Donna Marie Bird comes back and says, Muhammad Ali was pretty. He's a pretty looking guy. He was a pretty looking guy. And, he kept his face clean. You know what I mean? So until when it was time. So it was good. It was good. Thank you, Donna, so much. And thank you, all of you guys. Don't forget, everybody, continue to, show some love for my man, Johnathon Banks. Of course, right now he's in Dubai, and he is here on the Rico No Suave Show, and we appreciate him being here. All right. When we talk about fighting, right, so we got the fighting piece. We understand as far as what was your record? What was your record before you became a trainer?
I think it's like 29-3 with 19 knockouts.
Nice. 29-3. And what class was most of your what were you? Heavyweight, welterweight?
I mean, I started off as cruiserweight, and I won a world title at cruiserweight, and then I went to end up going to heavyweight.
Heavyweight? Wow. So I got a question about that. So when it comes to switching the weights, and I know you said, hey, I don't care. I'm just going to go into the ring and do what I got to do, right? Because you were going
That was in the amateurs.
That was amateurs.
Okay. Yeah, you got to care in the pros. You got to care because it's a significant strength difference from weight to weight.
That's where I was going. Yes, sir. The speed, and of course the weight itself, because of course you putting on more and you got bigger muscles, and now it's pound for pound. How was it when you were training? Because when you went from one class to the next, especially for heavyweight, what did you feel that difference was, and how were you able to, adjust to that with training?
Number one, I didn't feel a difference.
Okay.
When I remember when I first started lifting weights. I didn't start lifting weights until 2009.
Okay.
2009 is when I chose to move to heavyweight because I just couldn't make cruiserweight no more, and I chose to move to heavyweight. But I always got in the ring and sparred heavyweights. I was I was the chief sparring partner for Vladimir Klitschko for quite some time.
Wow.
Before I started training him. And I also sparred his brother Vitaly when he got ready for Chris Arreola and I think a couple other guys. So I remember always sparring heavyweights. I always did it. So actually fighting them was a little bit it was normal. It was no problem because I was always in the ring with him. Even at a cruiserweight level, when I turned cruiserweight, I was about 190 pounds. I'm in New York City. Me and Emmanuel Stewart. He said, "Let's go to this gym." We went to I don't know why I can't think of this gym. There's a famous gym in New York. I can't. It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it right now.
No worries.
But I was sparring. I can't even think of the fighter name. He's former heavyweight champion too, and I was sparring him and Oleg Moscow. I was sparring him, Oleg Moscow.
Okay.
And Emmanuel told me, he said, "Jonathan, listen, when you coming to him, he's backing up, but he ain't throwing no counter punches. What I want you to do, I want you to go step to him with a double jab and shoot a short left hook." And I did it, man, he went down.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh snap, this is nice. And and he just get after that, after he got back up, they continued it, he just kept grabbing and wrestling. The man, you stop there, stop. He said, "What are you doing? All you doing is grabbing and wrestling, my guy." He said, sparring is over, let's go. But because I always spar heavyweights though. I never had an issue with that.
Well, that's cool because that's always kind of a common question that people do wonder about when someone goes from one weight, and I'm sure you've seen that, of course, in the industry where
Yeah, of course.
someone is actually, not ready to go into that class, into that heavyweight class. Did Roy Jones Jr. did he go did he go into fighting into heavy into the heavyweight as well?
He did one of the very few fighters in history that
Yeah, right.
went from middleweight to light heavyweight. He skipped cruiserweight. He ended up going back to cruiserweight, but he skipped cruiserweight, went to heavyweight, and
Yeah,
won the heavyweight championship of the world.
yeah. Wow.
Amazing fighter, amazing athlete,
Right.
man. He's an amazing guy.
Woo. Yeah, I remember seeing that, and yeah, I was like, wow. I'm like, I always was fascinated in regards to knowing that going from one weight to another, how to be able to maintain the speed. But the good thing about what you did was you was already in the ring as far as with those guys, and you were actually able to maintain your speed and understand the whole concept behind it, right? Or just to maintain, the whole thing in regards to, training and getting ready for that. So that was natural. Sounds like.
I mean, down in the original Chronic Gym, down in the basement, like everybody sparred everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My first black eye, I'm 14 years old. My first black eye came from Tommy Hearns.
Mm.
He was like, he told me to get in the ring. He like, get in the ring. He just wanted to use it. He just wanted to get in the ring and start shooting his jab. And he started shooting his jab. And I mean, he ended up blacking my eye. And I'm like, man, I got home. I was like, listen, I don't want no ice on it, no nothing. I said, this game came from Tommy Hearn. So I was happy.
Yeah,
I wore
right.
it as a badge of honor, man.
Yes,
Call me
sir.
whatever you want. Tommy was always my guy.
Yes,
You know what I'm
sir.
saying? So I wore it as a badge of honor for me.
Yeah. There's another question that came up. It said, Mr. Banks, can you speak of what you could have done different when you fought Jason Gavin back in 2010?
Um, I could have let the referee should have seen the knockdown because
Yeah.
that's what it was. He was playing like he fell. He didn't. It was a knockdown.
Mm.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Done different. I mean, you all like by the time you get to the fight, I don't put no excuses out because you
Right.
that's the reason I talk to fighters now. I utilize every moment in training camp because
Yeah.
once the bell ring, you can't go back. There's no going back to redo nothing in training camp. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So
Right.
there's a lot of things I probably would have done different, but there's no point in naming them because the fight is done and over with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and
Right.
I'm not the type of guy to make no excuses. If I lost, I lost. I'm not
Right.
making no excuses. Why? Because
Yeah.
that's only go try to put salt on the opponent's victory.
Right.
And I don't do that.
Right. Right. Yeah, I appreciate that answer. At the same time, too, it brings up another question for me as to boxing back then, the way that the refs actually, I mean, because, and this made more of an education, for a lot of us,
Right.
is boxing with referees back then when you started boxing versus up until now while you're training and now you're actually able to see the same concept, right, of who you're training and when they're going out there
Right.
boxing with the referees. Do you see a difference in regards to, what you seen back then and what you see now?
Well, a lot of referees used to wrestle when they was younger. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of them used to box amateur, and
Mm-hmm.
they end up becoming referees. A lot of referees have never had any dealings with any contact sport.
Mm,
And a lot of times that could work against a fighter. When you
sure.
don't really know what you're looking at, not sure if
Right.
he's hurt or not,
Right.
you don't know if you should or shouldn't stop it. You gotta wait till everybody in the arena know he hurt, then hop in and stop it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That
Right.
could that could cause a lot of damage to a fighter. It could cause
Sure.
a lot of damage to a fighter. You know what I'm saying? So you could have a situation where you can have something to save the fighter or something to hurt the fighter even more.
Yeah.
You know when the way a guy fall, whether you should call a fight off or not. But you standing there counting, just letting seeing him lay there on flat on his face, like, come on, you got no business doing that. You got to
Right.
call the medics in, call somebody in there
Right.
to help the guy out.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. Yeah, I like that piece because it's always, we always talk about how technology changes and then, humans change and things in different sports change as well too when it comes to rules and regulations. But that's a good point that you made because, we didn't know as far as what the refs are really looking at because there may be some things that he don't see that you see that hey, that was wrong. You should have made that.
Man,
That should have been that way. You know.
man, I think it like if this boxing is gonna be boxing has made a lot of guys a lot of money. So
Sure.
I'm thinking that if you're gonna ref in the professional league of boxing,
Yes, sir.
you need to at least watch some type of videotape to notice a guy eyes going in the back of his head once he get punched.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's the stuff like that. Just little things, little safety measures to to have a little stronger safety net on keeping the both fighters safe.
Yeah. I like that. I like that, man. Time is flying by fast, man, and I'm just astonished. I told you, I was like, man, we're gonna have another show for you, because this
Let's do
is
it.
this is definitely basically lessons learned as far as for my audience and also for me as well too. So we got one more. Oh, he just actually said the user was like, thank you, Oliver. He said thank you for your honesty in regards to your fight with Jason.
Yeah,
So we appreciate
no
that.
problem.
And Donna, yes, we mentioned as far as how old he was when he started. It was around his age of 14. And then when it made really a big difference. Yeah, so it was around 14. And from then on, just a recap, he got televised. Hey, this is
Right.
televised. I saw myself on TV, and then, just continue
Yeah.
to maintain it. Don't let it focus. Don't focus on that fame. You kept moving forward and focusing on
Right.
what made sense. So thank you, Donna. Thank you so much. Hey, you know what? Jonathan Banks, I'm going to have you sit back and relax because I think we're going to do what we call take it off mute and bring me back. All right, everybody. Yes. And NASCAR moments, some of the things that we actually do when it comes to NASCAR is Daytona 500. Big shout out to William Byron, everyone. William Byron, man, congratulations. There was a lot of stuff that was going on as far as with this because there was a lot of crashes going on as well, too. But William Byron, you made it. Congratulations. Daytona, you're actually one of the 4 that actually pulled off with winning. I think it was back-to-back winning 2 of Daytona 500. So congratulations to you and the others as well too. But there was some, you guys got to see the highlights. There was some crashes that was going on there. There was some, a little bit of anger going on there as well too. And what happened and why did we get bumped out and why did you crash into me and go from all of that. But that was NASCAR moments, everybody. Everybody, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back in 30
Every
seconds.
year, 800,000 children are reported missing. That's one child every 40 seconds. It's every parent's worst nightmare. Right now, there are 483 missing children cases still open. Your card donation can help keep kids safe and bring missing kids home. Donate your unwanted card today. Fast, free pickup, 24-hour response. Plus, you'll get the maximum tax deduction.
Call 800-723-2013.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Your boy Rico No Suave here with my man Jonathan Banks. All right, Jonathan, we got to get into We got to get into the training piece because, I know we like to save the best for last, but it's been best throughout the whole show, my man.
Yeah, it's
And
been great,
one of the things
man.
about training is you were training with Vladimir Klitschko and his brother as well, too, even when you were actually sparring, right? So when you start taking that next step, how did you transition from boxing going into the training?
Um, Believe it or not,
I can't hear him.
I wish I can give you a long story behind it, but it's just it actually fell in my lap.
Okay.
I'll tell you how. I knew the late Gertie Mang Stewart was in the hospital. I knew he was going for whatever. I knew he was sick or whatnot. I remember pulling up in front of the old Kronk gym, and my phone rung. So I sat in the car and took the call. It was Vladimir Klitschko calling me. He was telling me he needed training. So I was thinking about other trainers that would be a good fit for him. He
Mm-hmm.
said, "No, I don't think you understand what I'm saying. I want you to train me." I said, "Seriously?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Oh, okay." He said, "What'd you say okay for? You never trained nobody before." I said, "Well," I said, "Vlad, you asked me if I can, you asked me to do it, so I'm gonna say okay."
Right.
And that's how it all started.
Wow.
That's how it all started.
That,
And
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
and he ended up announcing it prematurely, actually. And he got so much negative feedback when he announced that Jonathan Banks was going to be my coach for this fight. And
Wow.
when I got to his camp, um because okay, I had a fight coming up. My fight was November 17th. His fight was November 10th. My fight was in Jersey, Atlantic City, New Jersey. His fight was in Germany. So the training camp was in Austria. Flew over to Austria, and he said, "You know what, JB? I thought about it. I'm getting so much flack about saying you was my coach. I'm not too sure if I'm not too sure. It's gonna be between you, somebody else. We gonna try you both out, this and that." I said, "Okay." I said, "I think you should pick the other guy because I'm trying to get ready for this fight." That's my thought.
Right.
That's my thought process. He said, "It'll be my decision. I'll choose." I said, "Okay." So he tried the other guy, and then he got in there with me. This is the first time I ever held pass for him. I never held pass for him before. But I just did what I saw Emmanuel do. And he just dropped his hands. He said, "I knew it. I effing knew it. I knew you was the one." He said, "You could be the one." I said, "Okay."
Let's go.
I said, "All right." I wasn't disappointed, but I was kind of nervous because I'm like, okay, now I got this big task on my hand, and I got a fight coming up. So,
Mm,
but I love being as far as the boxing goes, I love being prepared. So,
right.
it all worked out though.
Good, man. Congratulations on that because that's a big name. Him and his brother. You talking about
Yeah,
million?
100%.
You talking about millionaires? You
Yeah.
talking about? Yeah, we ain't talking about little money. We're talking about you wanting me to be part of your family, pretty much.
Right,
Um,
exactly.
how was it from a culture standpoint? Because you, as a trainer, as a coach, you talk to them all the time, and also being able to learn from them, and personality wise, and culture wise. What was that experience like as far as with training them in general?
I mean, it was amazing because I was already familiar with them because I would spar both of them. I would get in there and spar both of them just as a fighter. So we got to know each other as fighters. When I first went to Vladimir Klitschko's training camp, I believe it was the end of 2004, early 2005, something like that. And his training camp was in Spain. And he put his arm around me. He said, "You know what?" He said, "Jonathan Banks, thanks for coming." He said,
Mm,
we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a good camp." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." I didn't know what to expect, this and that, but everything was first class. Everything was awesome. Him and his
Nice.
brothers, two wonderful individuals, and I even had the luxury of meeting their parents and stuff like
Wow.
that. So it was an unbelievable experience. And we spent a lot of time in Ukraine. This was before all this stuff started. We
Yeah.
spent a lot of time in Ukraine and stuff like that. Um, and we had a lot of different experiences together, and it was nice. We all had a good time training together.
Wow. Man, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. I think being able to be part of history with the Klitschko brothers, and also meeting the family, it's awesome. When I talk about the culture and understanding them as well too, there's always food. Now I know it was black eyed peas back in the day with no sugar, and if they did put sugar, they put it in rice. And if it was what you actually were doing as far as with the family, what was that experience like? Because I know after you guys are training, but you were still there in Ukraine as far as with them. What did you think about the culture overall?
Well, the culture overall was nice. So number one, Vladimir at that time he had a chef, so we'd eat what the chef made.
Sure.
But actually, believe it or not, when we started off our training camp in Florida,
Uh-huh.
because he had a place in Florida, his mother would cook a meal.
Let's
She
go.
cooked the meal for us. And when I say we sat and ate that meal and just me and Emmanuel looked at each other and we just sat and ate, oh my goodness.
Let's
I'm telling you,
go.
that one should listen. It was different. It was all different. It was a different type of food what I was used to.
Yes,
You know what
sir.
I'm saying? But it
Yes,
was
sir.
good food though. To me,
Yeah.
good food is good food. You know what
Yes,
I'm
sir.
saying?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir. I think it's that's something that you appreciate too. You appreciate a lot of, and that's why I tell people you got to go to different cultures. You got to go to different countries. You got to understand different cultures in regards to not just domestically here in U.S., but also go to other countries to see exactly how they live. You'll appreciate it more.
I agree. I agree. I agree 100%.
Exactly. You know, few more minutes left, but I have to say that by you boxing, but also that you're training now, who have you actually, who else have you actually trained that I'm sure you're proud of everybody, but any of the names that you're really proud of internationally as well as just nationally in the U.S. that you
Um,
trained?
Triple G, Gennady Golovkin,
Let's
one of
go.
the hardest punchers in the history of the sport.
Yeah.
Um, Badu, when I first started coming to Dubai, I was training Badu Jack. Badu Jack has just he last year later what was it last year he became a three division champion. He became the first Muslim to win a world title in a Muslim country, and he
Wow.
became the oldest cruiserweight to win a world title.
Wow. How does that make you feel?
I'm more happy for them than myself. I'm just
Mm.
happy that I can participate in helping these guys to help their dreams come true. That's what it's all about for me.
I think when we talk about, and the reason why I asked that question, how do you feel? Because the humbleness, you can definitely tell how humble you are in regards to proud of others. And I think for yourself, Jonathan, that you invested so much time within yourself, you understand how to appreciate others, right? How people have appreciated you, right? In regards to you getting into that ring and being able to be trained by some of the greats, but also you're considered as one as the greats as well too, because you actually train, man, some heavy hitters. I mean, these, and no pun intended, you actually like train some really good fighters as well. And now that you're traveling and knowing how proud you are in regards to having your legacy behind you, but moving forward of continuing your journey, you in Dubai now, and you're off to where you're off to next after this.
After this, the training camp is gonna move to England
To England. Wow.
because we about to have one of the biggest fights in the history of England. This is about to be one of the biggest fights in the history of the country.
Let's go.
It's the fight is April 26th.
Okay.
It is Chris Eubank Jr. against Conor Ben.
Mm.
And they fathers fought back in the day.
Oh, wow.
Chris Eubank Sr. fought um, um, Ben Sr. or whatever, and it's about to be one of the biggest fights in the history of England. So it's huge, but I am what you say. I am humbled to the fact that I'm able to do this because um, the late great Emmanuel Stewart, he's the one putting in all the hard work, man.
Yes, sir.
I'm just grateful that I could pour water on the seed that he planted.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yes,
that's what
sir.
I'm grateful for. I'm not because this ain't. I didn't come up with this style that
Yes.
I the
Yeah.
stuff that I'm doing. I didn't come up with it. He did. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
So
sir.
I'm always saluting him, man,
Yes,
because
sir.
he didn't
Salute.
have to he didn't have to teach me the things he did, and I'm forever grateful for it.
My man. My man. Big shout out to Manny. And one thing is that we always have instructors. We always have trainers that trained us, and also people that, understood where our path is going to go. So he understood where your path
Yes.
was going because he knew that you were the one.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know. I looked at him like he was crazy when he first told me that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just understanding. He basically taught me, um, like just physically taught me how to pay things forward.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you
Yeah.
when you get something, when you get something that's good, it's okay to pay it forward because then someone else can teach someone else,
Yes,
and
sir.
or someone else can do for someone else. And
Yes,
I
sir.
think that's what it's all about because I had a stern, selfless mother to do the same thing, and her
Yep.
father did the same thing. So
Yes.
um, I was just surrounded by people who didn't mind helping others and continue to paying the blessings forward. So
Yes, sir.
it's more so an honor for me just
Yep.
to do this.
Yes,
So
sir.
I tell fighters all the time, there's only a certain way that I could train a fighter because I'm honoring the person who put me in this position.
Yes, sir.
You
Yes,
know, I
sir.
said if it comes to me fighting, I'll fight how I feel like fighting
Right.
because I started that myself.
Right.
But the person that put me in this position to start training fighters, there's only a certain way I do things. I have to make sure everything is done correct because that's what I consider paying it forward. Doing it the right way is paying it forward.
My man. My man. One of the things that we do when we pay it forward is acknowledging good people like yourself. So I have something for you, right? And this shirt is for you, right? We talk about gems of the world, and when I say gems of the world, that is you. You actually started at a time where you were automatically, naturally put into a position of being able to fight, but your mindset was already there, even when your mom was telling you to come home by a certain time. I don't want to catch you fighting. And then you started getting into boxing, and then you started training naturally as far as with some of the bigger heavy hitters, the Klitschko brothers, Triple G, and you start training them. So with this is that the legacy that you're building, of course, with big shout out to Manny, of course, itself,
Yeah, always.
salute to him, because without him and the training and also don't get me wrong, other coaches as well too that
Yeah, of
helped you.
course, of course.
But Manny, of course, put that stamp into your style, into your soul, into your heart, in order for you to continue that legacy of what you're doing. So I want to present to you, this is welcome to the Rico No Suave Show family. This is going to you, sir.
Wow,
Congratulations.
thank you. I appreciate it. And I'll make sure I send you a shirt to say Banks Training Camp on it.
Let's go. And I will wear it. I will definitely wear that. They'll think I'm a boxer. I'm like, no, I just do a little kettlebells. I do a little kettlebells here and there,
Right.
But Jonathan, we got to put your social media up real quick. We want people to know where they can find you. So let's put up his social media for Instagram. We got the Instagram one, Banks Training Camp. Everybody, make sure you go and follow him. Blow him up. Everybody, make sure you go ahead and support the legacy, and also make sure you support the camp as well too. Plus, if you have people that's around the world that needs his services, it's there. Last but not least, we have the website, everybody. We have bankstrainingcamp.com. That's where you'll find out all of the information. Get in contact with my guy there and make sure that you said, hey, I saw you on the Rico No Suave show. Hey, I want to get into the boxing industry, and I'm sure he will take care of you. Of course. Jonathan.
Of course.
It's been a pleasure, man. It's been a pleasure.
Pleasure's all mine, Rico. Definitely.
Man.
Pleasure's all mine.
Thank you so much for being on the show, man. And please continue to do great things, man. We are friends now, right? So
always, 100%.
Mi casa, su casa. It's live.
Right.
So,
I appreciate it.
Man, anytime you need something, just don't forget to let us know, man. But hey, I want you to have a great time in Dubai. Continue to work on your passion as well too, and we'll go from there.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Everybody, put your hands together, my man, Johnathon Banks. I'll see you later, my man. Salud.
All right. See you.
Ciao.
I appreciate you. All right.
Everybody, we got to get out of here, but thank you guys so much for actually being here on the show at the Rico No Suave. And you already know we talked to none other than the legendary Johnathon Banks. It was such a great time to be able to have him on the show. We got to go over our social media, everyone. So, we have our website. Our website is www.riconosuaveshow.com. Make sure you go ahead and follow us there. That's our website. Here's the next one. Our next one is Kaboom. Yes, at Rico No Suave Show at Instagram. Yes, make sure you go to Instagram. Check us out there. Follow us. Here's the next one. Oh, yeah, Facebook at Rico No Suave Show. Like and love, share, and go from there. The next one is good, too. Oh, yeah, it is where you subscribe to Rico No Suave Show on YouTube. Yes, on YouTube itself. We're going to put up just one more, and it is Mixcloud.com. That turns into a podcast, everyone. So we do go live there, but turns into a podcast. So make sure you go ahead and listen to the audio while you're driving, because Mr. Johnathon Banks and me, Rico No Suave, talking great things about boxing. Everybody, we got to get out of here. We want to thank you guys so much for actually tuning in, but don't forget, we're here every week for your enjoyment. I'll see you guys as we end off the show just like this.